Hey guys, ShadowRock is here, and I am very sorry that I haven't come out with a video in a long time, but I think this one's pretty interesting. I got some Evolve gameplay for you, and I think it fits right in with the topic, which is going to be Atychiphobia, or Atychiphobia, for those who have the preference of one or the other, and that is the fear of being wrong, or the fear of failure. And it seems to be a very common problem in the world today, and I think that Evolve really highlights it because there's so many people saying like, oh, you shouldn't do this as the monster, or this monster's better than that monster, or you should run these things in any game really that you see. And I personally like to play the games the way that I want to play them. It might not be the best way to play it, but it's more fun. Kind of like Black Ops whenever I'm playing. I'm usually playing with friends, and I'm not very good at Call of Duty, but I enjoy it thoroughly when I just goof around. Ballistic knife and crossbow and all sorts of random shenanigans. But that's kind of off topic. Let's get right back into possibly the causes of Atychiphobia, in my opinion anyway. Probably one of the top causes would be the fact that we are living in a very competitive environment today. Wherever you go, really, especially in school, everyone's trying to be the number one, the valedictorian in the class, the best football player, best athlete in general, person who can run the fastest, jump the highest, all these sorts of things. And they're important, they're just not the most important thing in the world. And that's, I think, what really is the stem of this, is that people are competing over everything, even if they don't really matter. And don't get me wrong, competition is good, it makes people get better. But I don't think we should be putting people down just based off of whether they can run a mile in 6 minutes or not. Another reason that people may have Atychiphobia, I would say, would be parents maybe having high expectancies for their children. Not that it's a bad thing. Again, I love the fact that I had a very high expectations from my parents, but at the same time, I do run into this problem where, say, I'm doing a math problem and I just don't start it. I think about it for a solid hour or 2 or 3 or 7 before I start the problem on paper, because I really don't want to be wrong. I just want to get it right the first time. And that's not how you solve the problem. You can think for days on all the things you could do wrong, rather than just doing it and possibly solving it a lot faster. The homework's not meant to take hours. That's a little personal anyway, we're getting on that subject of engineering, and that's a touchy subject. But parents should have high expectations for their children. It's just that they should probably also emphasize small improvements too. You want to take baby steps towards something, especially if it's something new. You don't want to just jump into, say, golf that takes years and years and years to perfect and to work with. And if your child tries it for the first time, don't get mad at them if they're not very good at it. Another reason that people claim phobias are acquired is through heredity, and that's being passed down from generation to generation. I, for one, believe that this could be a cause, but I am not an expert by any means on genetics or hereditary things, so I'm not really going to touch into that. Just know that it is an option, it is there, I am recognizing it. Some things that I want to talk about Atychiphobia, some ways you can recognize it, I guess I should say, is possibly trying to be too safe in a situation. Like I was saying earlier about the homework, not acting until you're assured your victory or your accomplishment. Take the chance. Not only is it, I personally love spontaneity, so not only is it pretty fun to just go out on a limb and try something, it's also very rewarding when you get it right so quickly, so swiftly, just doing it on the first try. Being wrong isn't wrong at all by any means. Being right all the time is impossible, of course. You wouldn't learn anything new if you didn't try something new, or if you weren't wrong, then you obviously already knew it, and therefore it wouldn't be new, right? I mean, it makes sense to me. It's just, you can't move forward as a people if you're not wrong. We learn more as a culture, as individuals, as small as your atoms, your cells. No, I don't particularly know how cells learn, but I'd assure you that evolutionary traits were developed by being wrong. So being wrong isn't bad. It's just a step in life. It's, you know, death is the only constant in life, or no, it's change. Change is the only constant in life, and the reason that we change is because something wasn't working the way that we wanted it to work. Now remember, there are different levels of fear. Like I said earlier, I have issues where I run into, you know, oh, I didn't want to miss this problem, so I sat there and looked at it. That's not really the phobia. I'm not gonna curl up in a corner and cry myself to sleep because I don't want to be wrong. It's more so just for things that don't matter too much, but they matter to me. So you could be on some sort of scale of this, and it's okay. It's not, if it is, you know, changing your life or affecting your life, you should probably work to get past it. Fears don't make you weak. The inability to confront and accept them is what holds people back. So definitely try, make that effort to go beyond this fear, be it rational or irrational, whatever you consider it. I know I have quite a few irrational fears, and I'll admit that they're pretty irrational, but hey, I mean, they still affect me. Go that extra distance and try to not let it slow you down. Always move forward, recognize that, and improve upon it. Alright, well, I think that's a good conclusion for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. It was pretty silly, but I do enjoy the game. It's a good game. It's definitely a party game, so if you have a bunch of friends who have the game, join in on that fun, because it can be a great thing with friends. This has been Shadow Rockets. See you later. Hey guys and gals, forgot to mention that I believe that I'm going to let this be the last self-help video that I do, and from here on out I'm working on a machinima with some friends, and that's going to be a lot of fun, so stay tuned for that. But also I'm going to start featuring Halo Master Chief Collection Forge maps, particularly minigames. I don't get to play too many competitive maps, you know, like 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. Mainly because when I'm playing with my friends, they don't like playing against me. That's a story for another time, though. So, if you want to see what the future may hold, don't forget to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Shadow Rockets out.